Wow, that's amazing. So, how many volunteers do you have in your Delmarva Search and Rescue group? What have you got?
I think we got about 20 total
20?
on our roster. Yep, and you participate at what activity level that you're comfortable with, that your schedule allows. We have some that are very active, and we have some that participate when they can, and that's okay too.
Okay, so now I recently went to a training of some of the search and rescue. I guess it was a training, Glenn. It was some type of a training, and they had lots of rubble piles, and it was located at the...
we were at the FEMA facility up in Linthicum, Maryland.
Linthicum.
We've got a lot of broken concrete, large stacks of wooden pallets, lots of stuff that would be what we would call disaster type of terrain. And we were actually working with the VMAT, the Veterinary Emergency Response Team for this part of the United States, that practice decontamination and actually helping out injured dogs, whether they be search dogs or actual animals that are found in the area where the disasters occurred.
Yeah.
And we worked with them on Saturday with some classroom work, and then on Sunday we went out actually to the disaster facility and actually practiced with the dogs on the facility, finding people that were that we'd already stored away in the rubble pile, as well as regular dogs.
That's very curious. Now, I think they have, I believe there's a tape ready to be run, and you guys can run it any time to show the little bit. There's the rubble pile, and I think you'll see a German Shepherd running around. In fact, I think they're getting up. There's the dog, and she's I don't know, what's her name?
That's Gertie.
Gertie. And Gertie was running back and forth trying to get up, I think, to the rubble pile, but that's one of the many rubble piles that they had. And there was somebody already in there?
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? I did not know that.
We pre-placed, what was it, 4 or 5 people that were spread out throughout the rubble piles and the different debris piles. And we'll send the dogs in first to see if they can find the location of the human smell to guide the searchers in, because it's easier to go in with the dog and a small group of people first. Yeah. And you get a higher chance of getting hits on actual animal, people being found in there. And then you can bring in a larger group of people once you know the location of the person that's missing, the person that's injured, and then extract the person. Yeah. So this was a combined training with a group called CERT, Community Emergency Response Teams. It's a free program that any member of PG County can participate in, and it give you the basic training on how to deal with some disaster situations. And we just took the advantage of having the dogs to help the teams learn everything about.
Yeah, I know Cricket was there. Yep. I saw Cricket. Cricket was busy, and they also had a pallet rubble pile, I guess you call it, a bunch of pallets. They had a bus there, and they all had that set up so that it really looked like, I don't know, downtown Bowie after fireworks. I don't know, trying to get out of the parking lot.
Well, the pallets was, we call that, what, the Katrina pile? It's about
really?
It's a story-tall pile of wood.
Yeah, it's a good representation of the typical types of materials that turn up after the natural disaster. There's a lot of wood around, and familiarizing yourself with being able to walk on that type of terrain, getting your dogs, learning to work with your dog on that type of terrain is all just, it's a controlled area out there that we can go out there and teach ourselves how to deal with that for when the time comes, and if we're asked to go out and help, we're familiar with that.
Several of the team members actually responded to the Katrina event down in Bay St. Louis, Louisiana. Mississippi.
Yeah.
And, actually participated for at least a week and a half, I think it was.
It was a pretty long week. They were down there assisting clearing a neighborhood out for cadavers, actually, and because they want to get the cadavers out before they allow people to go back in to that area. I don't think they had 1 or 2 indications, but it was a while before the material was actually removed.
She's so sweet. Uh-oh, the chair's moving, Cricket. You're going to slide. There you go. Oh, my goodness. Cricket's taking over the chair. Well, okay, so you have about 20 volunteers. So if somebody wants to become a volunteer, or say I have a dog and I want to see if she will, you know, she's a dog that would be good for that, and maybe I want to get involved. How would they contact you?
We've got a website, delmarva.sar.org, I think is the thing. You can also just Google Delmarva and search and rescue, and it comes up as the first link. Our website's got a lot of orange on it because we like orange. It shows up really well out in the woods. And you can join as or just a regular member without a dog, and we'll teach you all the stuff you need to know: first aid, wilderness first aid, get you through all the trainings for how to deal in that type of environment, basic survival skills. Requirement is actually you sleep out with the gear that you have, a 24-hour pack as we call it, and teach you how to use all that stuff and just basically learn how to work with the dogs and all the other assets that would be brought into a situation. We also teach a little bit about the incident command structure, and if you've got a dog and you're interested in the dog, we've got the perfect person here. She helps out with teaching everybody all the dog things that they need to learn.
Well, Diana, tell me, if you were to, I mean, I don't know, it's hard, I imagine it's impossible actually to show what you would do, but how do you train a dog? I know you said by food or tug toys or whatever. How long does it take to go through that training process? Is there like a 6-week training mode and they receive a certificate, or is there a what do you call a probation time?
With our dogs, basically it takes about 1.5 years to train one of them to operational status.
Wow.
As a team, we have 1 canine training a month, but all the members basically train a couple times a week. We have members on the Eastern Shore and members on the Western Shore, so there's always somebody to get together with. For each discipline of the dogs, there's 3 different tests that they have to take, except the cadaver dogs, I think there's 2. But they kind of like have a beginner, an intermediate, and an advanced test. And then once you're operational with the team, you have 1 year to get an outside certification, which could be through NASAR, which is the National Association of Search and Rescue.
Wow. That is a lot of work. You have to be very dedicated to do something. Now, how long have you been with Delmarva?
I've been with Delmarva for 2 years now.
2 years. And Glenn, you?
About 3.5, 4 years. I did search and rescue from the middle 90s with some other groups, and just started with this group about 2005, 2006.
And Delmarva has been around for how long?
Since 2003.
Yeah.
And you've been with them for how long?
I've been with them for about 4.5 years.
Okay, so
now.
almost since well, let's see, 2003, that'd be 6 years, about 6 years.
Yeah, I've been with them for about four years now. So it's been a good experience. And I just started working my dog about a year ago. So I still have a little bit more time to go with her.
Now, tell me, Mike.
If she wakes up.
How? Oh, she's fine. she was like bouncing off the walls a minute ago. She's done.
She found her happy place.
She's exhausted. But how many times have you gone out with her in the? I mean, I don't know if you could count.
She's not operational yet.
Oh, she isn't. Okay.
No, but she does good at training.
She does well, you know. Well, it's sort of that might be good. I mean,
we actually just completed a week-long training course out in West Virginia, offered by some nationally recognized experts for human remains detection, where we were working every day for several hours, and it was a lot of classroom training. So she was very successful during that class. I'm hoping to get her operational pretty soon.
now I'm wondering, in the category of search and rescue, does it normally, like obedience training, they know certain downstay, whatever. Search and rescue, how disciplined do they need to be? Because you need to let them do their thing, basically, I would imagine. So how much discipline do they need? Or is it, I don't know whether I'm asking this question properly, but you know how when you do discipline training for dogs, they have to do downstay, sit stay for a certain amount of time, or heel or whatever. How does that work with the search and rescue?
One of the requirements for the dog handlers on our team is within a year of joining, their dog has to take the Canine Good Citizen that's offered through the AKC.
Oh, okay.
We like our dogs, you know, to have a good, solid recall. But as far as very strict obedience,